Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. I was asked to do a small video by a friend of mine on mixing the two-part epoxy and then to pour a little bit into a project. She's going to start using this two-part epoxy for some stuff she's doing at home. Of course, my first thoughts were, you sure you want me to do it after the headboard fiasco? But she's got more faith in me than I do. But you just follow the instructions like you're supposed to, and everything will be just fine. What I have here is a mixture for a quart of that glaze coat. You got your side A, which is your resin, side B, which is the hardener, and it's a 1-to-1 ratio mix. So whatever you use out of this bottle, say you use a half a bottle, you use a half a bottle. So it's 1-to-1. I'm going to mix the whole thing together because what I'm fixing to work on is filling the large cracks. And I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm not getting my viewers not working at the moment, so I guess it's kind of a power saver thing. But anyhow, I'm going to fill that stuff in and get this thing started. It looks like I've got some work to do. It could be some glue or something that might have gone down through that paper that I had over the top of it. So I need to get that fixed first, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, here we go again. I went ahead and cut the safety foil off the tops of the bottles. But now in the instructions, when you're first putting this together, they tell you to have 2 additional measuring cups. And what you do is you pour the hardener into one and the resin into the other, and that allows you to give an exact measurement of each side before putting them into the main container. We're not going to need to do that because I'm mixing the whole quart together, so I'll just pour from each container into my mixing deal. And I went ahead and got the 2.5 quart mixing pail from, picked it up at Lowe's. And you want to make sure you get every bit out of both containers. Now this quart, it's probably not going to be enough, but from learning my lesson the hard way the last time, I will pour this first coat, let it set up, and then go back and add additional until I get the inside of that table filled up. Now there'll be a video that I'll put together later on of the nightstand build, and you'll see what I'm talking about as far as on the inside of that table. There's some large areas that'll have to be filled. Alright, so now I've got the resin in, and now I'm going to add the hardener. All that garbage in there. Of course, this initial pour, you're really not going to see a whole lot of it because of where it's going inside that tabletop. I'm hoping I got this garage warm enough. It's a nice snowy day outside. guess gone are the days of the free mixing sticks. Hence stir sticks from Lowe's, 'cause I had to pay for these. 98 cents a packet you want to get, and just stir it thoroughly. You probably want to stir this for a good several minutes. So for battery and time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys back when I get that mixed together and I'm ready to pour it. Okay, when you get that, when you first pour the contents together, it's real cloudy, and then once you get it stirred, it clears up quite a bit. There's going to be a lot of tiny little air bubbles, which is no biggie. Now, when you're in the middle of your project and you're pouring that, and we're not going to be real concerned about that because we're pouring into this crevice full of rocks. So it's not going to matter about the air bubbles until I actually reach the point where we've got the crevices full. Now, what I'm going to do is pour this epoxy into my crevices. Now, like I said, I don't believe I got enough. So I'm just going to start off with the quart, especially for this particular video, because it's really all we need. Now, when you're mixing, that's when if you want to put some color to your epoxy, you can do that. I've heard there's an outfit on eBay that is actually selling turquoise dust, and I bet that would look sharp down inside. Of course, I'm getting some of this on the edge. I wish I had one of them paddles to, oh, I can just use this. Push that. I'm not going to be too concerned with it because I will end up epoxying the whole top of it, because my wife likes to put drinks and stuff on top of these, on top of our tables, so get that poured, and I'll come around this other side, pour some in here. And a little area right here to fill in. And right here. And just let that seep down into the gravel that was put in there. I think that one may have already filled. Around here somewhere, if I'm not mistaken, I brought trying to find, there it is. Pass in front of that camera here. Here's one of these paddles that you'd want to use to and that'll actually put that stuff. Like I said, I'm not real concerned about getting this stuff on my top, but eventually it's going to have that resin coat all over it. But one of the little tricks when you want to put down another coat on top of an existing coat, you just simply, after it's dry, just wipe it down with rubbing alcohol, and that preps the surface. Now, looks like We've got one here, but I think that's going to end up just draining down into the inner workings of that tabletop. Some more down in there. Put some more down in here. Fill some more in here. And then what I'm going to do is work some of this around my top as well. I'm going to go ahead, put a little more of this epoxy on the top itself, since I've already, and you just pour it on just like that. And I wish I had a better smoother. They've got one that's got grooves cut into it, and it actually does a better job of moving the epoxy around the surface of the project. And this, at least I'm getting what I'm wanting to do is just get a nice coat over the top of it. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me take the good with the bad. I need to get a brush after it. And I'll brush on. Most of the time it's self-leveling too, so like I said, I've done it enough. I know how to mess it up real good, but I also know how to. Those crevices are filling up. And the goal is to get everything submerged in the top be all level. We'll seep down in there. seat down. Just gotta make sure that I save myself a little bit. It's on me now. And, that's why I keep these dollar store brushes. Just a nice inexpensive throwaway brush that can come through. And stuff's already beginning to thicken. And I'm just going to apply on these edges, like so. It actually works better with the foam brush. I don't have any foam brushes. I wasn't thinking when I went into the store this afternoon to pick this stuff up, so just having to make do. And this stuff is sandable, it is forgiving. Unless you just try to do too much at one time, and then not so much. Anyhow, those are the basics as far as doing that stuff. If you have any questions, there's tons of YouTube videos out there that and guys that are a lot better at it than I am. But anyhow, I'll finish this up, let you see it when I get done, and bring you back on the next video. Okay, here it is after the first coat, and it's beautiful stuff once you get it on there and get it smoothed out. It is self-leveling and forgiving at times. And I think I've got a little issue right there that I may be able to get out of there. Yeah. Just give it a little. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Now some of my caulking has leaked, or allowed it to leak, which is fine. That thing will seal itself in the end, and you can see I've got it down in there. It's just going to require quite a bit, and that's got to be filled in better, and then these will get. And I got, yeah, see, I used the wrong brush for this, and it's gotten bristles into my top. I got those out, I'm glad I caught them soon enough. But like I said, it usually on a typical tabletop, if you're just doing a smooth top, it's 2 coats because it'll drink some of it in. Like there's this little spot right there. But once I hit it again, that'll go away, and that bugs me because that's going all over my. Like I said, I didn't plan this well. I just kind of got out of here and was tinkering around. That usually gets me in trouble. You just want to make sure you've got the proper tools to do this with, and that's not the right smoother. They've got one that I think is used for tile. That's got little squares that are cut out along the edge, and that allows for you to not only move your epoxy, but it also allows it to level out. So anyway, like I said, I'll have a mess on my hands, and I'll be able to get that cleaned off that top. I've done it before. So anyhow, that's going to bring this little segment to a close. I hope this helps. Like I said, there's a lot of videos from professional companies that build furniture that do this. I'm still learning as I go along. One of the things that you want to have is either a blowtorch or a heat gun, so when you reach that final stage where you've got air bubbles or something in the top of your project, you can use the heat gun or blowtorch to remove those bubbles. But at this stage of the game, that's not an issue because we're filling in, and it's going to take, I would imagine, at least a couple of coats to get each area covered up. Anyhow, I'm going to bring this to a close, and I'll incorporate this into the main video after I get this thing put together. So anyhow, you guys have a great day.